Welcome here to IWCR. We're back broadcasting here, MaxSpeedTV. Thanks for staying tuned with us here tonight and following us through from the last broadcast on to this one here. They're going to be running Atlanta tonight. Gee, Roger, I forgot to look to see how many laps they're running. I think 125 or something.
It is 125.
So now that, as soon as I said that, I kind of remembered. But a lot of good racers that are going to be out here, and everybody kind of a little worried about the other one, and a lot of the guys that have been asking about each other and all that kinds of stuff. So, a little secretive stuff going on. Let's see if we can beat these guys, and let's see if we can beat them guys. So some off-track rivalries going on here. A little behind the scenes checking on, hey, this guy's pretty good, that guy's pretty good. So, this is all cool, with the competitiveness here at IWCR being so high and these guys being so, hungry for these wins. And great racers out here, and I'm telling you what, these are top shelf drivers right here. And I don't think anybody can disagree with me, can they, Roger?
No, this is one of the premier A-Series leagues on iRacing. These guys, week in, week out, put on one heck of a show. I enjoy coming over here and calling these races. In fact, I look forward to it. I make my wife a little mad because she might want to go do something on Friday. I tell her, I can't do it. I got a race to call. It's the best race of the week. I think this is better than the NIS races and the strength of field race on Friday night. This is one of the best races we get to see every week right here. These guys are second to none. And I'm really looking forward to this big, fast, slick track. This is going to be good.
Yeah, these are, we've got the best of the best out here, and and to see these guys being as competitive as they are, it's just really cool to be here to witness this each and every week. Last week they ran in Gen 6 on Rockingham of all tracks. And what a race. I was so impressed with the driving abilities out there. These guys really showed their muscle and showed all of their abilities. So, like I said, these guys being the best of the best in iRacing, and bar none, this is the best that I've ever seen. And these guys will be running Gen 6 here at Atlanta. It is a handful out here, but these guys they're dialing in their setups and running a lot of really good laps, and I'm impressed. Really good driving.
Yeah, these guys, this track's slick. It's fast. The wind is horrid in turn 2. It's blowing 11 miles an hour up the track there. It's nice and cold. It's 65 degrees, but the wind is terrible. And one little slip, if you're too high or too low going through the bumps there in turn 1 and 2, it'll really upset the car. And then that wind will grab it, and it's out of control. So these guys definitely have their hands full tonight. But so far, I'm watching a lot of these practice laps, and I am seeing some really, really quick laps in here tonight.
Yeah, I'm going to update Trading Paints again. This is the second time I've updated it. I had some issues last night with, I updated 3 times and it still did not show half the guys' paint jobs, so I don't know. And you'll have to contact iRacing or Trading Paints if it don't work. Out of my hands. I've restarted Trading Paints, shut it down and restarted it on my computer. Re-updating now for the second time. So I don't know. We'll have to see how this all comes out. Checked with a few of the drivers, and it is their paints that I am seeing. So that's all I can do.
Well, I was updating myself, and because I saw a couple of paints that I really didn't think were right, and it turns out that's what the guys are running. I don't remember seeing these guys in some of these paints, but it looks like that's what they're running. Like Ross Cato, I don't remember seeing him in that Google car.
Yeah, I've seen him in that. Mm-hmm. Travis Townsend's got a new paint job, Cheerios.
It looks good, too.
Yeah. There was somebody else that I seen had a new paint job as well. Scott Hunsinger. That's
that Irwin Tools paint, or is it? Yeah, that's Irwin Tools.
Yep.
It's a good looking ride. That's one of the ones that I thought, that's not what he normally runs.
Nope. I think Worley has a new paint job too.
No, Worley's is from same as he ran last week. That is beautiful.
Yeah, I know, it's pretty. Nathan Sudley.
Hey, Mr. Johnny Reed Foley.
Johnny.
What is going on, you guys?
He hates it when we do that. I don't know. I'm sorry, Johnny. I
No,
apologize.
Johnny Reed Foley's fine. No, that's fine too. Like I said, just not Johnny Foley.
Okay.
There's got to be a Reed in there one way or another. That's
Why?
the thing.
Can I ask why?
I guess just like to me, like everyone calls me Johnny Reed, like almost like it's my first name. But and either that or they'll just say, "Hey, what's up, Johnny?" But or a lot of people call me Foley, but no one ever calls me Johnny Foley. Y'all were the first two to ever.
Wow, that was
Your mic.
Something's wrong with your mic, Johnny.
Wow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Ooh.
I'll tell you, I'm telling you about another new paint here, Rudy. Alan Bowes, and that is straight hot right there.
Let me get up there. Is it better now, Johnny?
Oh yeah, I got it fixed. That was all on me, man. Roger, I gave you admin power so you can drag people around. I'll do that for you. I'm not sure how long I'm actually going to be racing. Not quite feeling 100% tonight. So we might have to get out of the car at some point.
Understandable, sir. Understandable. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, do me a favor. Ask all of your drivers during your drivers meeting to all hang around TeamSpeak after the race. I want to do a different set of post-race interviews just to be recorded in TeamSpeak. Okay? And I will tell you why when I talk to you again. If it's at the end of tonight or if it's tomorrow or whatever, I will explain to you why.
Sounds good, buddy. I'll let them know.
Part of what you and I spoke about all the last couple weeks.
I figured as much. I'll let them know.
I would appreciate it greatly. And it'll just be a random draw from my head.
All right. I'll tell them and see what happens.
I appreciate it.
So.
Hey, good luck tonight out there, brother. I already talked to your teammate about you guys' team, so I don't need another interview from Go Fast Turnaround.
No, I ain't got much to say except I hate this track. I tell y'all, sometimes I'll say, hey, you better keep an eye on me. Don't worry about looking at me. You just find me at the closest tow truck.
I made you an offer earlier in the week. You didn't take me up on it.
What was that? I forget.
You come up in the booth, and I'll go down there and get in your car.
I'll take you up on it right now. Especially, I need a sub. I'm not in tip-top shape tonight.
Rudy would have my hind end.
He seems like a nice guy. I think he'd let you slide.
Yeah, but he let me race on Wednesday. I didn't call the race, and I ended up winning. So
nothing wrong with that. That was pretty awesome.
If you were talented, you could sit down here and race and talk to me and do the broadcast.
That is unbelievably distracting, sir.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I can only imagine.
And with this car, it's twice as bad.
See,
you can't focus 100% on what you're doing in this car. You are screwed.
Because my mouth never shuts up, and that would be really distracting.
Oh, look at that car out there.
Oh.
Look at that number 3 car.
Number 3. I don't see any number 3.
Johnny Reed Foley.
How come I'm not seeing him on the track?
Going through turn 2 right now.
Yeah.
Are you on live?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going down the backstretch right now.
I gotta go, guys. I'll see you later.
Must be...
He's got his new National Guard American flag that came out on the track.
Too late. It's over. All right, going to qualifying. Getting ready here for the big qualifying at Atlanta tonight with the Gen 6. Powerhouse of a car here, Roger. I think we're going to see a lot of slipping and sliding. Don't know how much the aero pushes around these cars. If you get up behind somebody, if you can take the air off of them. But I do know that when you get up beside somebody, when we start seeing side-by-side racing, we're going to see a lot of this where it does kind of suck the cars together. So it's something that we're going to have to watch really close here.
Yeah, it seems like that's in every one of the mods now, is that when you start to side draft somebody, the car on the outside pulls the car on the inside towards it. It's really kind of a strange deal. I don't know if it's supposed to be that way or not, but it's actually a little unnerving when you're in the car. It actually happened to me last night in B race, but these cars are so fast. I mean, they're going 200 miles an hour when they turn it off into turn one here, and it's got to be on the right line. This line is this track, is really line sensitive, and if you miss it a little bit low, you're going to get snappy loose at the exit of 2. If you miss it a little bit high, you are going to pound the turn 2 exit wall. It's really, really difficult here in this car, and with that much power, you've got to really be completely on your game, 100% concentration at all times. So I'm looking forward to seeing the qualifying time start to pop up here, and this race is going to just be really, really exciting.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the guys probably string out a little bit, get away from that too wide right off the bat. I think they're going to want to kind of single file it for a while, get some of these laps chewed down. And I would say probably at the halfway mark, we're going to start seeing some guys really get aggressive and try to get it back up to the front. How many pit stops are we looking at here? 125 laps. How many miles can they get on, or how many laps can they get on one tank of fuel?
You're looking at 2 pit stops, Speed. That's a minimum. If this thing went green, flag to flag, you're looking at 2 pit stops minimum. Okay. About 50 laps. 52 maybe.
All right, well, that's that's good to know, and and I you know how I am, Roger. I like to see green flag pit stops as many times as we can see that races can be won and lost on pit road, and we've seen it happen so many times. And I hope that doesn't ring true for anybody today. Hope everybody gets in and off pit road safely, cleanly. Don't get any penalties, but they do push the limit. And bringing that up, the entrance to pit road coming off a turn, it's actually at the exit of turn 4, but you kind of got to drop down between turn 3 and 4 onto that apron to get off the track, and it is so squirrely down there. You've got to be on your A game when you drop down there. And I have seen a lot of spins, guys spinning on the entrance to pit road. This track is a little tricky coming off of turn 4 to get on that pit road.
Absolutely tricky. If you're just a little too quick, the rear end wants to step out, and if you're too slow, all you do is lose time, and that can be the difference. If we get green flag pit stops, which I'm hoping we do because we know they can be game changers here, 45 miles an hour, you're slowing down from going 190 around this place to 45. You feel like you're crawling. It's really easy to speed. Getting off of this pit road is tricky too because it's a little slick down there in that turn 2 area on the flat part. And if you're too close to the track and just happen to put the right side tires up on that racing surface, well, the back end will just snap out. And if traffic's coming, you usually go up before you go down, and that's no good for anybody. So I hope everybody is very cautious getting on and off pit road. And I hope we get to see 2 green flag stops and this thing goes 125 laps to the end. That would be pretty amazing. But I think the racing is going to be just fantastic regardless. All these guys are real close on time. Everybody's really fast, so it's going to be exciting.
David Rattler, no surprise there, coming in with a pole-sitting time. But look at Alan Bowes there, 5 1,000ths of a second behind him. I think Bowes is kind of being the fan favorite out here to win tonight. And if it come down to picking somebody, wow, there's 2 guys right there on the top. They're going to be on the front row. Either one of them there right there could win it. And, that is if they hit their marks right, if they don't speed on pit road, if they hit, pit road, do their pit stop flawlessly, get off of pit road. Those 2 are going to be probably the ones to beat out here today. We do have some guys back in the field a little bit further, though. Wilderson, Gidman. We got Travis Townsend back there, Spisick, Swikert. Swikert was very impressive in his driving last week at Rockingham. Definitely had the car out there to beat, just made a few mistakes back in the field and couldn't get it back up there to win it. Gidman was the one that won the race last week at Rockingham, if you remember, and definitely one you don't want to count out here at all. He is he's a sleeper. He'll slip it in there with the last few laps, saves him tires. He's all about saving that car and saving his equipment, and and that being said, that's very important here at a track as slick as us.
Yeah, there's a laundry list of drivers that have a shot here. I agree with you about the guys on the front row. We've seen Alan Bowes have problems during races, but under normal circumstances, he's really, really fast everywhere we go. He's one you got to watch out for. Dave Rattler, same way. He can be really quick, and maybe one tiny mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Galen Gidman, he's one of those hanging around guys. He's just there, just there all the time. You never really get rid of that guy, and at the end, he usually gets his top 5, and that's good. Last week, man, he came away with the win. Super happy for him last week. Schweikert, he's one of those really fast guys all the time. He just made a huge mistake last week, tried to knock a turn 2 wall down when he lost his focus for a second. Travis Townsend, watch him week in, week out. Just quick, just a solid driver. You got a bunch of guys in here that have a shot. You're going to have some guys that are going to take provisional starts tonight that still honestly have a shot to win this. So all the fans on Twitch, don't go anywhere. This is going to be a heck of a race. We're going to get to see some great on-track action. I hope Rudy's fingers are going to be fast enough to flick the cameras quick enough to keep up with all the action tonight.
Well, Roger, 3 of them that we did not mention in that group, and I want to give them a quick mention to kind of keep an eye on them and don't count them out. Hunsinger, Leiby, and Spisak. Definitely some top drivers right there.
Yeah, by not giving every single name, it isn't a slight to anybody at all. It's just we can't name all 30 drivers in here every night. And so, the guys that we are used to seeing at the front a lot of times get a little bit more pub than the other guys. But every one of those guys, even Jeremy Bazemore, he's quick every week. It's one of those things. There's a lot of guys in here really fast. The racing's always really close every week, and all these guys want to win this championship. It's a real prestigious deal to have that, to say, hey, I'm an IWCR Under the Lights Series champion.
And, Roger, we were talking before we went live here. Patrick Crabtree not showing up here tonight. Haven't seen him. Kind of unusual, and definitely one of the top runners here in the league. Did you get any word on what's happened to him, or is he just away this weekend, or anything?
No, Rudy, I haven't gotten any information about that. What I do notice is I think he raced at Daytona to begin the season for these guys, and then we saw him for just a few laps last week. There was some kind of controversy. I didn't follow up on it. I really just thought, there's something that's going on between a couple of guys, maybe some friction between a couple of guys, but I don't see him, and that's kind of a shock. And another driver we haven't seen all season, I think may have left this series because he's busy with something else, is Michael Hungerford, and we haven't seen him all season. So I don't know, but those are a couple of the faster guys that are gone. But hey, you know what? That gives another one of these guys an opportunity to step up and take this championship.
Yeah, you're right. Yep.
Hey, you know what they say? There's always somebody looking to take your spot. We've got it, With those 2 guys gone, we got 2 more guys. We got Travis Townsend came in, and so did Tommy
Lee.
Yeah, Tommy Lee came in with him. Sorry about that. But, that fills 2 spots. I mean, there's always somebody who wants to race in this series. This is the series to race in.
So, all right, well, qualifying is over now. And we're going to get down trackside here and get the lineup set up for everybody that is going to be running here. Get the grid. Let's see.
28 cars, Rudy. 28.
Nice.
Wow. This is going to be great.
All right,
I'm excited to get this thing started.
Let's run down through this order real quick here because this isn't going to take long. They're going to get around here, Roger. David Rattler starting on the pole with a 27.635 in the 09. In second, Alan Bowes just 4 1,000ths of a second slower than him, running in the number 18. In third spot, Scott Hunsinger in the number 22. In fourth, the number 5 of Michael Leiby. In fifth, the number 54 of John Spisak. In sixth, the number 1 of John Schweikert. In seventh, the number 2 of Jeremy Bazemore. In eighth, the 27 of Brian Wilderson. In ninth, 94 of Galen Gidman. Excuse me. In 10th, the number 12 of Ross Cato. Roger?
Starting 11th in the 08 will be Travis Townsend. In the 12th spot, the 91 of Barry Jacobs Jr. Starting 13th, the number 44 of Zachary Miller. To his outside, the number 9 of Randall Drake. The 15th position will hold the 35 of Nathan Sedlick. And the 23 of Kenny Harris will start 16th. Keith Shannon will start 17th in the 47. Johnny Reed Foley will start 18th in the number 3 car. Joe Roberts is going to start 19th in the 6. And the 41 of Christopher Perriman is going to start 20th. Rudy?
All right, back here, I'm just going to go by numbers. 22nd, going to be Tommy Lee in the number 92. In 23rd, the 07 of DeAndre Artis. In 24th, the 37 of Ken Worley. In 25th, the 56 of Donald Stewart. 27th, going to be the number 8 of Paul Crumry. In 28th, the 48 of John Verga. In 29th, I believe taking up the rear of the field here, David Butterworth in the 81. I don't see Tony Pizarro on the track. No. So,
No, Tony Pizarro's not here.
Okay, they're rolling off of the grid, Roger, and we get coming around here. You want to call this down to get this thing underway?
Oh, you bet, buddy. Look forward to doing that every week for these guys. "27 drivers tonight." What a field.
That's great.
27 fast drivers. I guess I better just add that in there. I was out and checked while we were running down that lineup. Looked like we had about 10 or 11 people in the Twitch view there. So, hey to everybody on Twitch. I hope you guys enjoy the race. This is going to be awesome. Alright, they're bringing them down into turn 4 here. David Rattler and Alan Bowes. 2 Fords on the front row tonight. Teammates, imagine that. And 3 Fords in the top 4, I think.
Yeah, I see that.
Alright, well that pace car is about to duck on off here and we're about to get this thing underway. And there goes the pace car on the pit road. And David Rattler's on the throttle. Green flag is out. We are underway. IWCR under the lights. Wow, did he get a jump, Rudy? Huge jump.
Yes, he did. And that's what he's going to have to do to stay ahead of Alan Bowes, I'm telling you, because Alan Bowes is definitely a very strong guy up here in one. He's already looking on the inside of David Rattler.
Yeah, Alan set it up early in turn 1 and 2, drove it off, and Rattler got really, really loose off of 2 and gave up that spot. Third place under fire now. Hunziker's getting passed right there. That's going to be Spisak. And he cleared him going into 1.
Yeah, you guys are really, really battling hard now coming up through here. As Spisak now taking over the 3rd spot. And they are on the hunt here, trying to reel in Rattler and company up in the front. The 20
John
Hunsinger right there on his heels.
Yep, John Schweikert's right back there running 5th. And it's quite a ways back from 5th to 6th, but Wildeson's holding down the 6th spot. Oh, he's under fire, getting turned. Getting turned into turn 1. Into the outside wall. Bazemore got, there's a big wreck. Joe Roberts, Keith Shaner. Cautions out. That happened well after for guys checking out.
All right, let's go check this out. See, that was Brian Wilderson is coming around here. And, It looks like the number 2 there of Jeremy Bazemore almost got into the tail end of him.
Bazemore did get into Wilderson. And then way behind that, Rudy, the 92 car of Tommy Lee, he jumped on the brakes when he saw that, and that car just jumped left and spun out, and he hit the 6 car. Joe Roberts turned him into the fence. Shaner got in that. Johnny Foley got in that.
Yeah, oh, man.
Foley's got some big damage on the front and the back of his car. Huge damage.
So let's go back to Tommy Lee here. And we're going to watch it from his view here and see what happened to him up here. Is that all? He's seen that all transpire up ahead of him.
Ooh. The 44 car is in that too. Zach Miller. Ow, that all happened way on up the track. Foley, after he avoided that wreck, got in the wall. When he pulled it down off the wall, he got into Miller's car, and Miller's car is destroyed sitting on the inside of the backstretch there. Wow. This was a big wreck. There had about 8 cars in this wreck, Rudy.
Yeah, Tommy was, boy, he cut that down really hard and just lost it, come right down into the side of the number 6 there of Joe Roberts. And puts Joe up into the fence. And yeah, you're right, the 44 getting into that. Oh man, that a lot of cars tore up on that deal, and no resets.
Yeah, no, there are no resets here. We had a bunch of takers for pit road, including the 1 car of John Schweikert, the 8 car of Paul Crumry, guys that weren't involved in this.
Well, could be a pit strategy, getting off of the normal pit strategy from everybody else. They already got 5 laps, in here, about 3.5 laps on tires, and but you get off fuel strategy, so you're not all pitting at the same time.
Oh, and I know why Schweikert was on. I didn't see on the restart. He pounded the back end of the 5 car on the initial start. He has a bunch of front end damage. It's a lot better now than it was before he went in the pits, but he's got front end damage. That car ain't going to run right at all. He's going to be tight this whole race.
That's not good.
And you definitely got to keep the nose and the fenders clear here to cut through the air and keep the downforce on the front end. Otherwise, you fight tight condition all over, and that's definitely not good in 1 and 2.
All right, well, first caution out on lap 3.5.
3.5, 4.
So, first caution out of the day. So, but already, Alan Bowe's getting out there and showing his muscle right off of the get-go. Not a big surprise to me. I think it kind of caught David Rattler by surprise when he got a little loose there, and Alan Bowe's had such a great run and did get by him, and kind of shook things up front a little bit.
And we had shake up with all the pit stops. Alan Bowes, David Rattler, and John Spisak still your top 3. Scott Hunziker has jumped to the 4th spot, and Barry Jacobs Jr. is now holding down the 5th spot.
Yeah, I'm showing the top 11 did not pit. That would be all the way back to Ken Worley.
Yeah, all the way back to Ken Worley. Yeah, that looks about right. And did Christopher Perryman pit?
Yes, all the rest of them did. Yep.
Yeah, I missed him being on pit road, so I wasn't sure about that.
Yeah, he only had not only, but he had an 18-second pit stop. But we've got guys on there that have been on there for quite some time now. John Berga had a 14.7 pit stop. DeAndre Artis had a 23.5 second. So I think we've seen guys that had to sit there and maybe get just a little bit of that damage fixed up. Maybe the required that they needed to get fixed up, a few seconds worth or whatever.
Yeah, I'm checking out the 27 car of Brian Wilderson. I love the paint scheme. That's beautiful. It's a breast cancer awareness car. But man, has that thing seen a whole lot better days. That whole right side is just pancaked in front to back.
We may have a couple of guys taking their cars behind pit wall already. Looks like maybe Zachary Miller and Joe Roberts. And
yeah, they both cratered engines when they hit the wall. There was no chance they were going to continue.
And, well, Kenny Harris is back out there now. It looked like he was going to be behind the pit wall, but he's back out there now.
And that brand new, beautiful paint Johnny Reed Foley's out there riding around in is not looking so pretty right now. He got a bunch of damage in that wreck.
All right, well, they're doubled up here, Roger, and getting ready to go back to green flag as the pace car's getting ready to duck off, and it does. And they take off. Alan Bowes hits the gas, and green flag flies in the air once again. Here we are.
It looked to me like Spisak didn't get a very good start, and Hunziker from the outside jumped right into that third place line.
Well, like I was telling the guys before the race there, a couple guys were asking about who's the tough guys out here to beat, and I said Hunziker's definitely one you kind of watch for, because he's another one kind of like the Galen Gidman type, where he likes to save his equipment. He likes to stay up there with the leaders and save his equipment a little bit. As you see him right now, he's kind of being a little gentle in the turns. As looks like Spisak does get by him now, passes him forward.
Jacobs Jr. just got into Schweikert coming off a 2. I wasn't necessarily watching that, but I saw it happen on the screen. Jacobs Jr. was on the outside and just got nasty loose, and it just kept coming left on him, and he went right across the nose of the one car. And John took a ride on the inside wall there.
I'm going to go back and take a look at this from Barry Jacobs. Seems like he's really kind of slow going into turn 1 here. Boy, he had slowed a lot. Travis Townsend right behind him. Nathan Sedlick to his inside, and he gets really, really loose coming off a 2 and comes right down and gets into Schweikert. Just chased the car right down the hill after him. So,
yeah, the nose of that one car is taking a very, very bad beating already, and we're not 10 laps into this.
Yeah, this is I think the guys are seeing the product of this track right now. It's a handful out here. Way too much horsepower for a track like this. Way too much. Need about half the horsepower.
Well, what you really need is to just be careful and cautious for 2 or 3 laps. Let the tires come up to temperature and get a little grip and grab the track. And this car is actually not that bad here. It's still a little slick if you're offline, but just a lot of aggression early, and guys think you have to go get everything you can get from the drop of the flag. It's not really necessarily the truth. If you have a good setup that'll run well for the long run, you can run guys down if you just let them go early, save your equipment. You can run guys back down here.
Galen Gidman now in the 5th position. Nathan Sedlick 6th. Ken Worley up to 7th. Randall Drake 8th. Travis Townsend, well, still on pit road. I'm showing him in 9th, but actually he's going to be way back in the field, back into 17th. So, I think he just wanted to get in there. He didn't get any damage or anything. I think he just wanted to get in there and get some fresh tires. They got 10 laps on these tires now. Top off that tank of fuel.
I'm just checking cars on pit road, and the 47 and Keith Shaner still massive front end damage. It's kind of strange. It kind of looks like a modified car now with both fenders mashed in around the tires, but the nose is still fairly straight.
Who was that?
The 47 of Keith Shaner. He's rolling off the road to try to stay on the lead lap ahead of these pacing cars right now. He's got Ross Cato following him out of the pits. Johnny Foley just now, I think, started to roll away.
Yeah, he still does have quite a little bit of damage on that. Shaner does.
I see damage on several cars out here already, and we're 12 laps into this race. That's way too many cars that have this much damage. This place is big and easy to race on if you just be patient. I really thought we'd still be under green from the first time by now. I didn't think we'd have very many cautions tonight, maybe 3 or 4.
All right, well, David Rattler going to be restarting in the 2nd position here, and I don't know. You can be on the outside of Bowes. Let's see what he's got for Bowes on this restart. David's pretty good on these restarts. And if he could get out ahead, I think he would really like to lead a lap. You know, Bose has led every lap so far, and I think Rattler would really like to get out there and lead one lap for that bonus point.
Well, we're still got 25 cars out here running around. Johnny Reed Foley's 2 laps down, with Barry Jacobs Jr. 2 laps down, Ross Cato and Brian Willison both a lap down. The only 2 cars out of the race, Joe Roberts and Zachary Miller. You still got, 21 cars on the lead lap, several with damage, but if things keep going the way they're going, heck, I'm going to say anybody's still got a shot.
Well, it looks like Barry Jacobs may be out too. I'm not showing him on the track either.
That may be true. He may not be on the track.
So I think we're down to 24 racers out here. Johnny Reed Foley being the last one. But let's get back up here to the front, because the lights are off on the pace car, and everybody's doubled up and ready to go back to green flag here. Roger, call it down for me, please.
You bet, buddy. I kind of hope we get a nice, long, smooth run here, maybe 30, 40 laps.
Yeah,
that'd be real good.
I think what we're seeing is the guys are really, they're pushing their cars, and trying to, they get a little bit of a gap between some of the guys way up front and them, and instead of, just kind of pacing themselves, they're trying to reel the leaders in, and maybe their setup's just not allowing that right now.
Well, I think you got to be a little loose here at the start and get a little wear and a little heat in the tires, and then the car starts to tighten up. Though I think we need to see some guys get a little bit of room, and everything will kind of smooth out.
Yeah.
Well, the pace car's about to dug on off here, Rudy, in turn 4, and Bose and Rattler still at the front, with Spisak and Hunziker right behind them, going to bring us back to green on lap 14. And boy, the pace car ducked off, and Bose was on it, and he is out like a rocket once again.
Sure is. He didn't even give Rattler a chance to get a run out there on the outside. He did not want Rattler to lead a lap at all.
Well, and this time Spisak didn't fall asleep back there. He went ahead and jumped on by Hunziker for the 3rd spot. We got 2 new cars coming up here, 5th and 6th. Nathan Sedlick and Galen Gidman coming towards the front now.
Rattler hanging right on the back bumper of Bose up front. Bose was just a little bit loose coming off a 2 last time. Let's see how he does this time coming off a 2.
A whole lot smoother.
Yeah, a lot smoother, but still right on that edge. I think he probably felt just a little touch of a looseness there, but good job. All right.
That's where you kind of got to be, is right on that ragged edge, so that as the car comes to you and gets neutral, it's a whole lot easier to drive. I want to go back here. Sedlick, Gidman, Worley, all coming towards the front there. That's a new group in this top 7. And Randall Drake right in behind that. And it looks like he's struggling with tight condition off of 2 right there. But this top 8 cars, we got 4 new guys in the mix right here.
Yeah, Randall Drake driving my favorite car out there, that Caterpillar Chevrolet. I love that car.
And Rattler thought he was going to have a look on the inside of Bose going into 1. It just didn't pan out for him. Bose got a great drive through the center.
Tommy Lee up to the 9th spot. And as you were saying there about Bazemore, Bazemore trying to hang on there, was getting challenged by Kenny Harris.
New leader. Rattler got by Bose in turn 3, and I think Bose just went ahead and let him go. I don't know if it was because he was loose, but I think when they trade, the guy in front starts getting loose as soon as they trade.
Yeah, I noticed right there, if you just noticed Rattler, his back end kind of started sliding around a little bit coming out of 2. And that seems to be the turn worse than 4. 4, you got quite a bit of room there. You can you're coming down into the quad oval here, but coming off of 2, you're looking at a straight wall to right down that backstretch, and keep that thing pinched down off of that wall does make you just a little loose. And when you got a car right on your tail like that, kind of takes the air right off your rear spoiler.
Sedlick went past Hunziker, and now Hunziker's trying to fight back. He's got him up on the high side through 3 and 4 here, and Gidman's going to take a peek on the inside, try to come with him. But these 3 racing has allowed Ken Worley to start closing up on them. So we're going to have about a 4-car battle here pretty quick for this 4th spot.
Yeah, now Gidman gets by Sedlick. So Gidman moving up 1 position. I guess he was up there. No money.
He's trying to take that spot from Hunziker right now.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. So Hunsinger already starting to feel a little bit of fallback, but like I said, he's one that you don't want to count out. He drives a lot like Galen Gidman does right there. Them two, I think they got about pretty much the same driving style. They like to save that car, save their tires, and you know, they actually could be trying to maybe save a little fuel also.
We've had enough caution laps. You still can't make it on one stop, but I mean, you could get to the 60, 62 lap mark now pretty easy, and then that last run may be no tires and 5 gallons of fuel. So you might be right. I just think everybody's just trying to settle in, get a long green run in here. They're tired of riding around under caution. They just decided let's not put. Wow, Sedlick got down the apron, and I thought for sure the back end was coming around that car. That one off pace down low here. I missed to it. I think it's the 2 car down the back stretch. He was off pace a long ways, Bazemore. I'm watching Ken Worley too, and he is just steadily biting into the gap between himself and Sedlick here.
Yeah, they're starting to get spread out pretty good now, Roger, and I think now is when we're seeing these guys kind of kicking back and relaxing a little bit, not pressuring each other quite so much, and I think we're going to see some great racing right now.
Tommy Lee gave up spot to Travis Townsend on the outside through the quad oval. That was almost a dangerous move.
We got a new leader. Alan Bowes back out front as he got a great run down the backstretch and got back by David Rattler for that top spot.
Meanwhile, Travis Townsend's going to probably have to go change his shorts off of 2. He got sideways and almost pounded the inside wall. Great piece of driving. Great save right there.
Take a wander back here and take a look at it.
Worley's caught Sedlick and passed him for the 5th position.
Ooh,
6th position, I'm sorry.
Wow, that was...
What a ride, huh?
That was some good driving right there.
Walker factor 7.
I'm telling you, that was pretty awesome driving. He lost a couple positions, but so he didn't hit the wall.
Yeah, it's not been up. That's the big key to the whole thing.
And he's right back in it. And now he passes. Who's that? Tommy Lee. I don't know who that was.
Perryman, Lee, Townsend, Schweiker, they're all right together.
Must have been Perryman maybe that he passed. No Perryman.
Yeah, Perryman's behind him and Tommy Lee's right in front of him.
He passed Kenny Harris in 23 there.
Oh, yeah, he's a lap down, I think.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's 12. I think that was a lap car, but I'm not sure who it was.
I think you're right, it was. Anyhow, back up here to the front, these guys, Alan Bowes and David Rattler, kind of trekking out on the field. Look at this. They've got a 1.3 second advantage over 3rd place, John Spessick.
About to lap Foley and Cato here. They're catching a bunch of lap traffic right here.
Foley just got right down off of the track. Kept that thing well out of their way.
Spessick's trying to stay in this. He's really working hard to keep that 1.5 seconds right there. Now he's going to start working the lap traffic. He needs to catch them like the leaders are catching them if he wants to have a chance to stay in this fight. Because these two get out here and get gone by 3 or 4 seconds, if this thing were to stay green, I would pretty much say unless they screw up, it's the 2 Fords today.
Yeah, he's looking back from David Rattler back to Spisak, 1.3 seconds back there. And like you said, he is really trying to hang on to them. Doing the best he can. You know, nobody out here to draft work with. And but back behind him, another 1.3 seconds back to Galen Gidman. So he's really not being pressured right now. He can run his own line. He's got clean air ahead of him.
And these guys are really working on trying to get through traffic here. I think we have another driver that has taken his from behind the pit wall. The Andre Artis in the 07 has decided he had had enough today at Atlanta.
Well, it is a tough track, and you know, in respect to these guys out here, these guys out front doing a really good job. Man, I'll tell you what, I would have probably started and parked myself.
Car on the move since we've gone back to green really has been the one car, John Schweiker. He's back up to 7th with the nose of that car fixed pretty good, but not perfect. He's actually made up some time. He's gotten by Nathan Sedlick, who's on a steady backslide. And right behind Sedlick, who's about to lose another spot here pretty quick as Travis Townsend's coming.
Yeah. And Travis making that really close call on the back stretch there and saving it. And I think he kind of rode for a lap or two there to kind of get the tires pulled back off. And now he's on a dead set move forward. So. He's coming up on set like really quick here and ducks down on the inside, going across the quad over here. Did not quite take the position yet, but going into turn 1, he's got a fender on him.
Their leaders just left the 19th place car of David Butterworth in the 81 there. So we're starting to knock some cars off the lead lap. Now that list is growing.
Yeah, 18 cars left on the lead lap out of 23.
Car slow on the apron in 3, that's Johnny Foley. And he's just trying to whip that thing around the pit road, I think.
And what happened to Brian Woldison, Roger? I don't see him on the track. Did he park his too?
Yeah, he had to have.
Another one out of the race.
Yeah, he was way off the pace too. He had about 4 seconds off the pace. I just think that car had so much damage and the engine let go coming off of turn 2 is what happened to him. So he didn't have a choice but to put it behind the fence.
Oh, man.
That's why he was 4 seconds off the pace. The engine was laying down on him.
Spisak now 2.3 seconds behind our leader.
Schweiger just overtook Worley for the 6th spot. He's coming forward still with that damaged old car.
Picking them off one at a time, and that's what we talk about a lot too, Roger. That these guys have got to take that into consideration when they're out here. Race the track for the first half of the race, and then start picking off drivers one by one, and you get up there. You will get up there. You just got to kind of relax for a little while and get some of these laps chewed down. Here we are on lap 37, about to start lap 38. And a third of the way through this race already.
Yeah, I'm watching different cars, and our leaders aren't the fastest cars on the track right now. There's other cars that are going just a little bit quicker. Not very many, but a few.
Rattler and Bose out here just checking out on the rest of this field. Now 2.4 seconds back to John Spisak in 3rd place. So these guys definitely hooked up and on a rail.
And they're working really good together, staying in line, not staying too close to keep the guy in front too loose, but just kind of drafting around this track. And the draft does play a part with this car here. On such a big track. I mean, if you watch them going off into turn 1 here, they're going to be well over 200 miles an hour.
Oh yeah, definitely.
206 when Rattler went to turn in right there into turn 1.
Yeah, that's pretty fast for a 1.5-mile track. That's pretty fast.
Yeah, you can't get it around here, and that's why you have to focus so hard. You're going that kind of speed. the tiniest mistake and you miss your line, and now your whole lap is just off. You could hit the wall, you could loop it there off of 2. 2's the toughest corner on this track.
Yes, it is, because you got that straight wall coming at you there, coming off of 2. And sometimes it's hard to keep that thing off of that wall. You see Alan Bowes there just kind of wiggle just a little bit. Not much, just a slight wiggle coming off of 2. So you know these guys are pushing that car right on the edge of it, you know, the back end coming around and tapping that wall.
Yeah, as drivers, we call that narrowing up on exit, and that's what happens with this track. It narrows up at exit. It's still big and wide, but you're trying to go so fast at the very exit of that corner that that straight wall off that curved corner just feels like the car's really headed right at it, and if you react too much, it's really easy to loop the car right here. This has turned into a really good race. We got guys stretched all over. I really wish we didn't have these early cautions and all these damaged cars. I'd like to see what would happen if all these cars had stayed nice and clean and this thing were green, where some guys would be at right now.
I'm showing Travis Townsend now 8.3 seconds behind our leader, and he's losing ground to him too. He's losing a tenth here or there, you know, or maybe like a half a tenth, but he's hanging in there, you know. And if a caution would come out, he'd be back up there, and maybe he might be able to challenge them guys for the lead. You know, these guys ongoing changes on their cars that they do make, and you know, maybe round a wedge here, or adjust on something here, tire pressure, maybe tighten up the car, loosen it up, or whatever. And they're constantly working on their cars throughout the whole race and trying to make them better. We have seen a couple times where guys have made them worse, you know, and they've talked about at the end of the race, oh man, I screwed up my setup, and they wound up cranking it back the other way and got it back to where they needed it. So, you know, don't count out some of these guys in the back of the field just yet till we get down closer to the end of this race.
I just watched Michael Leiby go in and make what I'm going to assume is a scheduled pit stop on lap 43 for him. We're on about lap, what, 45?
Yeah, lap 45.
Yeah, so he's a couple laps down, but I watched him make a four-tire stop right there just now, so it won't be too long, and we're going to see several of these guys starting to hit pit road, especially guys closer to the back. Bazemore, Cromride, Drake, I would imagine probably start going in pretty quick, because you can't make it. It's 2 stops regardless. So, you know, you might as well break the race down into about 42, 43 lap runs here and try to get everything you can get for those 43 laps.
Absolutely. Well, it looks like Johnny Reed Foley has taken his car behind pit wall now as well. So we're seeing a few of the guys that maybe were struggling at the beginning not being able to do so well. Somebody coming down pit road right now.
Ross Cato. I was just getting ready to bring that up, that I'm watching Cato go down pit road right now. And he was a car that was already a couple of laps down. He'll end up being about 4 laps down by the time he gets done here.
Yeah, definitely struggling with his setup today. And it looks like he has taken his car behind pit road as well.
I'm going to assume that that he's running, Donald Stewart has already pitted as well. I might be wrong. He might not have pitted. He just looked really fast passing that car he just passed.
Schweikert now 6.1 seconds back of the leader. Hunsinger 4.1 seconds. Spisak now in 4th spot.
And Gidman got him.
Yeah, Galen Gidman. So Galen on a mission here, trying to get up and maybe get caught up to them leaders. I don't know. He's got a lot of ground to cover. On lap 49 right now, getting ready to take lap 50.
Yeah, we're not even halfway through this. He's worked his way into 3rd. Oh, Steady Eddie right there in the 94 car. Gidman, we talked about it before the race. He's just going to do what he has to do. He's going to keep the tires on it. He's going to keep the fenders on it. And he's going to be there at the end if he gets a shot.
And you know, I hate to say this, but he just reeled them in 2/10 in 1 lap.
Yeah, his car's starting to work good as everyone else's tires are falling off. The whole time he's run, he's been real careful to make sure he didn't overdrive the car, not overdriving his entries, not overdriving his exits, not getting the car sideways. He's kept his tires on it. I think you'll see him continue to click off this gap right here, a 10th or 2 every lap.
he's kind of being steady right now, but I don't know. Maybe there was the guys slipped up there in the front or something. I see Alan Bowes a little bit loose that time coming off of 2, as he tried to keep it pinched down instead of letting it go up to the wall, and got him a little bit on the squirrely side, and he's riding that apron. Boy, them guys need to stay away from that apron.
Travis Towns is going to take the 7th spot away from Ken Worley right here.
He sure does. Travis Townsend picking up another spot on the track. He's 8 seconds behind our leader, but he has caught him by about a 10th. But, I don't know.
Give him about a 10th quicker last lap, Rudy.
Yeah.
28.9 to 28.8. This time about a half a tenth quicker.
Yeah,
he's got her down to 2.5 seconds now, so he's starting to come on.
Yeah, I told you, he's starting to reel him in a little bit. I think he'd like to get up here and challenge him. But those guys up there in the front they've been racing so hard. I think they've kind of put a little bit of wear on their tires, and they're just not quite as fast right now as Galen Gidman is.
Yeah, I think maybe they're really good on the starts, and once you get about 40 laps in, 35 laps in, their tires are starting to wear a little bit as they catch a bunch of lap traffic right here in turn 3. But we've said it before about Gidman. He just really smooth, really careful, really conscious of keeping the car underneath him, and it pays off. We still got enough race. If he can keep clicking off a little here, a little there, he catch these guys before the end of this race, even if it stays green.
Only 20 cars remain on the track right now. Last one, Michael Leiby, 3 laps down, as Johnny Reed Foley has taken his car and retired for the day. Loaded it on the hauler and said, "We'll see you next week." I know.
He was under the weather before the race, Rudy, and I don't think him getting in that crash hurt his feelings a whole lot, because he's not real enamored with Atlanta, and he didn't feel well, so it was probably a blessing in disguise.
Well, these front 5 still have not pitted yet in this race. So, Roger, my question to you is, can they make it to the halfway mark and make it on 1 pit stop?
I just don't see that. I'm trying to recall in my head.
David Rattler coming down on pit road right now. Sorry, I
didn't think we could. No, that's good. I thought I was trying to go through my head and count the laps. I just didn't see it, and it looks like we're going to get about 40 laps, 45 laps. They're pretty sure they can't do more than about maybe 50 to 55 at most anyway. They couldn't make it on 2 stops. So chopping this up right here, and if they could run another 50 and give themselves a 25 lap run, that's 2 tires and a can of fuel, and the car's probably just loose for a lap or 2. And then it tightens right back up and becomes neutral, and that's probably what they're looking at for strategy. I won't be surprised if Bowes hits pit road this lap.
Rattler did a 4-tire pit change and a full tank of fuel, and he's out of there.
Bowes and Gidman are on pit road right now, about to hit their pit stalls.
I'm right on Bowes here as he comes sliding into his pit stall. I foresee 4-tire pit change there too, Roger. I think 4 tires is the way to go right now. These guys have really ran the wheels off these things.
Absolutely. I saw another car hit pit road just now, but I didn't catch the number. I know the leader is coming in this next time by.
All right, well, we got John Spisak.
Yes, he's coming in next. He just let everybody know he was coming in, so I know he's on his way to pit road. That's going to turn the lead over to the 1 car, Schweikert, who will probably pit the following lap if I had to guess.
Yes, sir.
He wants to get that lap lead bonus point, and then he's going to go in, get some skins on it, and get back out.
Yeah, we're seeing Spisak come down here. We'll follow through, see what kind of pit strategy he's got here, whether it's a 2-tire, 4-tire. I'm sure he's going to do a 4-tire.
Sedlick had pitted too, Rudy, by the way. That was the car I saw I didn't catch the number on. He's back on track coming down the backstretch. Yeah. Schweikert's headed for pit road. Wow, did he take that thing around deep? Man, did he make up some time on him right there. He took that thing way around turn 4 before he jumped on the binders.
All right, so let's go back and cover Schweikert. He comes down pit road into his pit stall now.
New leader Christopher Perryman.
Christopher Perryman out in the lead.
He just got passed by Galen Gibbon, who put new tires on, and he's got Tommy Lee right in his back window.
And these guys, see, Christopher Perryman has pitted, so these guys definitely off of the normal pit strategy, okay, can stay out here for a little bit longer and make it on one more pit stop where them other guys are still going to have to stop one more time.
Yeah, they want to see a couple, 3-4 laps here, and then they want to see a caution. Schweikert's headed back on track. They'd like to see a caution trap several of these fast guys a lap down, and then have some of these other guys having to start behind them on this restart. So,
yeah,
I would imagine the next 5 laps, Rudy. But here comes Tommy Lee, looking like he's trying to take the lead and get that bonus point. He didn't get it this lap, but I bet he does next lap.
that's for sure.
Kenny Harris running third right now.
Yeah, I was just looking at that, 1.4 seconds behind them guys.
Then we go back to Donald Stewart in 4th place, and Jeremy Bazemore worked his way into 5th during this cycle of pit stop exchanges. We almost had a gigantic wreck, and we've got a car way fast going down pit road. Kenny Harris, wow, what a huge mistake.
Perryman on pit road
That's
as well.
going to be a speeding, an excessive speeding, and unsafe pit entry. He's going to make 1 or 2 more stops.
Oh, brother.
Caution, caution, caution. And Tommy Lee had just called to take a pit. He was going to go in. I guarantee you he stays out now. He's going to trap Schweikert a lap down.
Michael Leiby getting into the wall here. Let's take a look back at this and see what happened to them guys.
Leiby was wide off too, touched the wall. It just unwedged that car, and he just couldn't get it back. Put the nose into the wall and was spinning down the backstretch with Worley. And is that Gidman coming at him? That was Butterworth, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he really, I think them cars coming up on the inside really kind of threw his line off, and he just could not, with the speed he had going into 1 and 2, he could not get that thing slowed down enough to keep it off of there. So,
well, what a shakeup! What a shakeup right here. Tommy Lee in the lead, getting ready to pit. The caution comes out. He's got the 1 car Schweikert right behind him, getting ready to pass him and get back on the lead lap. Now he's got to wait and take the wave around. He's not even going to get. He's going to get the lucky dog, I guess. Wow, this is what a shakeup. You get several guys that have been out for 7, 8, 10 laps on tires. They're going to be having to battle guys on new tires unless they decide to come down pit road. And they did come down pit road.
and I think Tommy Lee had a speeding penalty coming on pit road. Either that or he may be sitting there getting a little damage fixed up on that car.
We had guys that entered a closed pit.
Whoops.
Yeah, they or actually I think exited a closed pit is what happened because the lead lap cars were coming.
Okay, so our new leader.
Some confusion by drivers.
John Schweikert will be our new leader.
Actually, no, Schweikert is going to be the tail end of the lead lap, isn't he?
No.
Really?
I'm showing him as the leader.
Nice.
Donald
That's
Stewart
interesting.
second, David Rattler third, Galen Gidman fourth, and or Tommy Lee going to be. Well, let's see. It's still coming around here. Hold on.
Yeah, this was a confusing time. During pit stops, always messes all the sequencing up.
Yeah, Donald Stewart is going to be our leader.
Okay, that seems right.
Yeah. Then John Schweikert, Tommy Lee, David Rattler, Galen Gidman, Paul Crumry, and Jeremy Bazemore. So, boy, did that ever work out good for Tommy Lee or what, huh?
We've got several guys that have gotten penalties on this pit deal, and I don't know what race control is going to do here, but I'd have to go back and look. They're talking about pit exit was closed, so I mean, you got to pay attention to the paddle, man.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, definite shakeup on this, Roger. Wow, this was kind of crazy the way that all come about, wasn't it? We had guys on pit road when it come out, and guys that were ready to pit when it come out, and guys that just got done pitting when it come out. So we've got
what a shakeup, huh?
Yeah, definitely.
Donald Stewart, the leader. Man, I love to see Donald Stewart get to the front here. Tommy Lee's going to end up holding on to second place through all of that craziness, and that is craziness.
And look where Alan Bose is.
Yeah, Alan Bose and David Rattler were two of the guys that got hit with that exiting, and they are going to have to be at the back here now.
Oh man!
And what I'm actually seeing is these guys were a lap down.
Alan Bose was. David Rattler wasn't.
They were both on the lead lap when all this transpired.
Yeah, David Rattler's up in fourth.
So we got several cars out of position, and Rattler, wow.
Alan Bose being mired back in, I believe it's back in about 14th, 15th place, a lap down.
Yeah. And if you'll go ahead and fill the time and call this down, I want to go back and look at this so that I can speak intelligently about it here. I want to watch these pit stops.
Okay. All right, going back here to Gale and Gidman back in 5th place. One that I was talking about earlier now. Ooh, what do we got there? Somebody looks like Hunsinger way down, hits the inside wall. Let's go back and take a look at that, because that was really weird what happened to Scott Hunsinger. Holy smokes. I want to go back and look at that. I think he was coming around here a little bit too fast and had to get this thing woed up. Be coming out of two, because he's coming up on the rear of the field here. And I don't think he expected the rear of the field to be that close, and he just locked him up right there. And he come down and hit. It looks like he hit the inside wall a ton, and that that just knocked it.
Rudy, do me a favor and fill the time for me. I'll be right back.
I am.
Yeah, I'll be right. I'm gonna leave the booth for just a second. I'll be right back.
Okay. But yeah, hitting the wall a ton. Oh, that's bad for Hunsinger. Now he's backing on pit road, trying to get some of that damage fixed up. And I'm not sure it'll. Okay. Randall break out here. Okay. So, all right, Tommy Lee going to be restarting in the second spot. The lights are off on the pace car. Donald Stewart leading him around. And we're going to get back out here so we can get this thing back underway. And a big shake up here with the caution coming out with guys in different spots on this track. This is amazing. We got guys up here in the front now that were kind of in the back. Now they're up here leading, so good job by these guys. Pace car getting ready to duck off, and we're getting ready to go back to green flag racing, folks. Pace car is off, and Donald Stewart takes off. Gets a little squirrely on that takeoff, but manages to save it. Tommy Lee hanging right onto him. These two pull out just by a little bit away from the third place. Looking at Paul Crumry going to be in the third spot now.
Okay, I'm back for you, Rudy. Man, did that get wild off of two right there.
Oh, yeah.
The 8 car, the 54 car, Spisak and Crumry. Wow, and then some sideways cars. Sedlick's back up in the middle of that.
Yeah, this is getting nuts. These guys know they're on the downhill slide of this. with about 45 laps to go. And I think we're going to start seeing these guys starting to pick it up a little bit. It looks like Hunsinger did take his car behind pit wall because of that.
What an unfortunate turn of events, and I want to visit what happened back here to Bose and Rattler. And I had to go back and watch. And what happened was they were way back at the back, barely in front of the leaders after the pit stops. They were back on the lead lap. Okay, in front of the leader. When the caution flew, the pace car came out of the pits directly behind them and followed them down the backstretch.
Oh, we got a couple off the track.
Okay, caution's out. Wow, that was wild. We'll get back to that in a second. That's Crumry.
Crumry, oh man. And looks like Christopher Perryman into that also. So let's go back and take a look at Paul Crumry getting into that. Man, oh man.
That's two separate incidents, exactly the same, at exactly the same spot, Rudy. That's what that is.
Oh boy, somebody dropped some oil on that track or something.
They both shut up, whacked that wall right there where we talked about it narrowing up, and both of them got loose, and Crumry really took a big ride. I think Perryman's going to be able to continue, but he's got left and right side damage.
Yeah, boy, Crumry hit that outside wall, and of course, we know that just shoots you right down to the inside. And he smacked the inside wall pretty good too. But he managed to, well, I thought he had it saved. Well,
Scott Hunziker's car is destroyed, and he's trying to limp it back to pit road. I don't know if it was like that beforehand or not, but man, that thing is walking sideways coming around on the apron to turn 4.
Oh yeah, he when he come out of pit road, that's what I was trying to cover when you were looking at that. He was catching up to the rear of the field, and he come around out of 2, and there was the field right ahead of him, and he locked him up, and it went right to the inside wall, and he just slammed the inside wall and knocked it all out of kilter. All right, so now Kenny Harris. I'm showing Kenny Harris, our new leader. Wow. Yeah, this is really a change of events here, guys. Paul Crumry now, he's sitting on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed up, and man, he's got a slew of it. Well, this is good for some of the guys that have stayed out here now. We've got guys ahead of Kenny Harris here, Nathan Sedlick, Travis Townsend, Alan Bose, to get them all back on the lead lap.
Yeah, they're going to have a bunch of waves, and I wanted to say, I looked a minute ago at who was going to be the lucky dog, and now I can't remember who that was.
Might be Butterworth.
It might have been, but he may not get that now, because I just watched him have an incident right after that yellow came out. He and the 47 got together on the front stretch after everyone had already slowed down. I really don't know what happened there.
Oh boy. So yeah, we've got 4 of them going to get the way by here. Christopher Perryman, Nathan Sedlick, Travis Townsend, and Alan Bose all going to get the iRacing way by, and that'll put them back on the tail end of the lead lap.
And well, they may not be now, because they actually all pitted, and so they're on fairly good tires. I was going to say they were on pretty older tires, but they pitted out of sequence. They pitted before they should have on the last caution. That's how they ended up a lap down. I was trying to cover that. Mm-hmm. What happened was the caution came out, and the pace car was directly behind them. And they all slowed down. They didn't go around and catch the field. They didn't know exactly where to be. Well, when the pace car goes into turns 3 and 4, it opens up pit road. Mm-hmm. Well, they saw pit road open. They went ahead and ducked in. Well, then the field caught up to the pace car, and as the pace car was going by them, they were all trying to exit pit road, and the pit road exit was closed because the lead lap cars were passing the pit road exit at that time. No. That's the same kind of penalty as passing under yellow or entering a closed pit. You get in along this line. And there was a lot of confusion as to why they got it. What they thought as drivers was that they were the front of the field. Well, the pace car was behind them, and it wasn't telling them to stay behind the pace car. So they just pitted when they shouldn't have. Basically, they entered a closed pit, even though it said open, because they hadn't caught the field. The pit road was open for the front of the field, not the back of the field. So it's being worked out with race control and the drivers. Everybody's kind of on the same page now. But that this caution really was a break for them. It gives them a chance to get back on the lead lap. Now maybe they can do something with this.
Yeah, that would be good to get them guys back up here. And but you know, coming around here, we're going to have Kenny Harris and Donald Stewart starting on the front row. Schweiker starting third, Tommy Lee fourth, David Rattler fifth, and Ken Galen Gidman seventh, John Berga eighth, Bazemore ninth, and Spisak 10th. That's your top 10.
Yeah, Sedlick, Townsend, and Bose are going to round out the top 13, and that's the last of the lead lap cars.
Yeah. Butterworth, the first car lap down, going to be starting 14th, so we've got 13 cars on the lead lap right now. All right, Roger, getting ready to go back to green here, coming out of turn 4.
Yeah, with Kenny Harris and Donald Stewart bringing us down to the green. Going to have 50 to go? 49.
49, yep.
So everybody can make it now.
All right, pace car's off.
And there you go, Kenny Harris. Wow, what a jump.
Wow, that was. Schweikert staying right with him, though. And, you know, that was one that we were talking about before. Schweikert kind of a sleeper. And definitely.
Oh, Kenny Harris is losing it off at 2. No yellow. He got it wound up. Schweikert had to drop out of the throttle.
Oh, and he spins it out.
Caution. Now, let's see how that worked out. If Stewart got ahead of Schweikert before the caution. I think he did. I don't think Schweikert's going to get to lead this lap. But now Rattler sitting here third.
So let's go back and take a look at this, because they were just getting up to speed, and I think he just overpowered it. He went in turn 1 just a little too high and lost it. And that was right in front of Schweikert, and Schweikert took it up on the high side and missed him. And it looked like Kenny Harris had it saved, but boy, he just kind of got it, oversteering it, trying to correct it, and just got it out of control.
It was going to come back up on the track until he jerked it back to the left and made it spin to the inside wall. And I tell you, the car going by, John Verga coming by him well after that, he hit the wall on the front stretch and never got off the wall all the way down to the back stretch.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, he hit it going into turn 1 right there. He just stayed in the wall all the way around.
Donald Stewart, I believe, is going to be, he's going to be our new leader. Schweikert going to be starting on the outside of him. David Rattler, I believe, up here in third. I think that's the way. Well, we'll know when these guys come around here and get squared up with everybody, because they're still trying to figure out where everybody's got to be. And
now Verga's car is hammered. He can't even drive that thing straight.
Butterworth does get the wave by this time, so that'll put one more back up on the lead lap.
Back to 14 on the lead lap. This has been a little different race than I expected to see tonight, Rudy. I'm not really sure what to say. I thought we would see a really long set of green flag runs from probably after the first 10 or 15 laps to about the middle or a little past, and then a long one down to the end, and we might see somebody trying to snatch a position at the end cause a late caution. But I didn't expect to see stuff like this all night.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, it's been a great race. You know, the first part there started out really, really good, and seeing Bose and Rattler battling it out for that top spot, and then later on, all that stuff happened there, and Bose getting mired back into the field, being caught a lap down, and now here he is back up running in 8th. I kind of look for him to get back up there and be back up in the front here before too many more laps.
Yeah, that's interesting to me. Very interesting.
45 to go right now. Got plenty of time to get there, so.
Oh yeah, this is a very, very long race. So I mean, we still got 45 laps to go. It's still anybody's race. But I mean, you got David Rattler up here, and he doesn't have a challenge from Bose. He's going to restart third this time, and I'm looking to see where Galen Gidman's running at right now.
Running in sixth.
Yeah, so, Gidman was good. If this thing could go green, Gidman could probably weave his way through this traffic, get up there and make a challenge. But now it looks like Alan Bose is going to restart eighth, so there's another fast car back on the lead left that's, close enough to the front to make a run at it. It's just working that traffic. How quick can you get through there without any incident and get into some clean air and start trying to run down those guys at the front? That's what Gidman and Bose got to do now, because they're going to be chasing Rattler, I think.
Well, they're getting ready to come to one to go here. They're going to start doubling back up, Roger, and we'll have to see how everybody's going to line up here. Looks like Donald Stewart, Schweiker going to be outside, David Rattler third, Ken Worley fourth, Tommy Lee fifth, Galen Gidman sixth, Bazemore up to seventh, Alan Bose eighth, Spisak in ninth, and Nathan Sudlake rounding out your top 10. So this should be an exciting finish to this. Travis Townsend, another one that's he's up on that lead lap too, and he's going to have to get right up on that wheel in order to get up there and challenge with these guys if he's going to do anything with them.
Yeah. Hopefully this will be our last one. I'd like to see this go green to the end and see what guys are doing on these older tires here. See if anybody's made some adjustments that help go forward.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's got to worry about fuel the rest of the way now. It's just a matter of trying to conserve their tires and be there for the end,
Well, let's hope this is the last one and you get to bring us home on this restart, Rudy.
All right. All right, pace car's in, and Donald Stewart hits the gas, and green flag flies. Schweiker getting a great restart, ducks it right into second spot, right ahead of Rattler. Which I wasn't really surprised about, to be honest with you. I figured Schweiker would get a great restart on that, but here comes Rattler on the inside. Look at this here, coming down the backstretch. Rattler got his nose in there. Man, I'll tell you what, he is going for two positions in a half a lap, and caution is out.
Caution.
Let's go back here and take a look. Looks like the number 2 of Bazemore getting into something here. We're going to go back and take a look at that.
I think the 54 car, and he got going into 3. Yeah, that's twice now we've seen that out of the 54 car. That's just a break for guys like Bose and Gidman. I mean, they pick a spot or two off, and then the caution either restart another spot closer, no wear on the tires, and just keep inching their way to the front on these restarts.
Yeah, it looks like the 54, Bazemore might have been trying to kind of pinch down. I'm almost going to say, Roger, it looked like Jeremy might have come down the hill into the number 54 there of John Spisak. That's what it kind of looks like to me.
Yeah, I think Spisak was committed to getting in there on the bottom, and he wasn't quite all the way there when Bazemore started to turn in, and Bazemore was committed to making that turn in. It's kind of one of those deals, two guys going for the same piece of real estate. It's a bad deal when it doesn't work out, but it's part of racing, and hopefully everybody will be able to get past it, and none of this will be a problem going forward.
All right, so this even changes it up again. Rattler going to be starting up there in that top spot with Donald Stewart second, Schweiker third, Galen Gidman fourth, Ken Worley fifth, Alan Bose already up to the 6th position, gaining 2 more positions on that. Just that short run,
Well, that's what he needs. That's what he and Gidman both need. They need to pick a couple spots and get a caution so that Rattler can't get too far away before they can start making their run and have to use up their tires trying to get to him. Rattler wants to see it go the distance now because he wants to make those guys work hard to get to him.
Bazemore on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed up. I don't know. He took a pretty good lick there. Michael Leiby was on pit road as well. So, but still 20 cars out on the track. Looks like we've got 13 of them on the lead lap.
Yeah, I didn't see who our wave around was last time by. Might have been Randall Drake.
I didn't see.
I'm watching the 22 of Hunziker, and he was dog tracking it to the left a little while ago. Now he's dog tracking it to the right. I think his crew over adjusted.
Yeah, they overfixed it. Poor guy. Running back in the 19th position. 18th or 19th. Back on pit road now, Andy.
Yeah, he just rolled it in on pit road. That's why I was watching him come down pit road, and she was kicked out to the right. And before, it was kicked out to the left a little bit. And I think they're getting it. They just need to take a couple of ratchets out of it on that one side there, and she'll be back straight. She may not go very fast, but at least she'll be back straight.
All right, Rattler got that Ford back out front. Let's see if he can keep it out front there because he's got a bunch of Chevys right behind him wanting that position. Schweikert, he's hungry. Galen Gidman, he's hungry. Coming off of a win last week, he's kind of riding on that that wave of winning. And he wants to stay up there winning. So I don't know. I'll be really surprised if Galen Gidman doesn't get up there and really put a challenge on Rattler.
Yeah, I'd be a little shocked if he didn't try to put this thing as back-to-backs. He's still riding that wave, like you said, from last week, that victory at the Rock. Really difficult track to race at. Really bumpy. Really not a fast track, but really hard to drive. Took all your attention. And here we are on the fastest track in the series. And it's bumpy again, and it takes all your attention. So, for him to get out of here and put back-to-backs together would be phenomenal. But for him to end up in a top 2 or top 3 spot tonight wouldn't surprise me one bit, and that would really boost his points. So I'm sure he's looking to try to finish without any dents and scratches on it, get the best points he can, and race for this championship the rest of the season.
All right, Roger, we'll call this down for me, bud.
You bet. I was hoping yours was the last one. I keep jinxing these restarts, man.
I know it. Stop it.
Let's get these last 30, 40 laps in right here.
Yeah, really.
Rattler and Stewart going to bring us down. Pace car's off on the pit road. Little stack up right here. Oh, Rattler holding him up. There he goes. Now the green's in the air. Stewart had to check up because he was going to get by him. That's going to cause a big stack up.
Oh, that was sneaky.
Now, yeah, that might have caused a huge crash, and that might have made a lot of drivers really angry, too.
Yeah, that was really sneaky on Rattler.
Stewart's losing it off of 2. This is going to be a big wreck. Bose right in the middle of it.
Oh, no.
Bose is chances for this win are done.
Oh, man. All right, well, let's go back and take a look at Donald Stewart, and we'll have to...
that might not be true. I might have jumped the gun on that. He don't have much damage.
Bose?
Yeah, no, I jumped to look at his. Yeah, the right front fender got just a little wrinkle in it, but he really, unless he knocked the steering out, that car's really not that damaged. I'm shocked he isn't destroyed.
All right, I'm right on Donald Stewart here coming. You know what? What in the heck happened to the stuff here?
I want to look at Stewart here and see. I think he did exactly what we saw Kenny Harris do earlier. Got down in that corner on the outside, got a little excited, got back to the gas, and man, he turned it And I'll tell you who had to just about squeal was Galen Gidman. He almost got it, and then Bose got into him a little bit. Bose doesn't have nearly as much damage as you'd think.
Yeah, let's take a look at Alan Bose's car here. Kind of get a close-up. He's coming down pit road, though.
And I'm looking at his cockpit view. The wheel's not really turned off, so I think he's gonna catch a break here. I don't think he's as damaged as he probably could have been in that.
Yeah, I think maybe he's just gonna check here. He just wants to make sure. But I see no damage on that thing. If very, very little on that passenger side, but whatever he had, it fixed it like almost instantly.
It looks the same. It don't look like they're going to do much to it. I mean,
I wouldn't think so.
I'm shocked. As hard as he hit, dude, he didn't have more damage than he's got.
Yeah. David Rattler now up here. Let's see. He's going to still be our leader.
Well, look at this. David Rattler, John Schweikert, then Ken Worley. We talked about him earlier in the race, running inside the top 6 or 7 cars. Was making up some time on some of these guys in the top 5. And here he is back in 3rd, and we're down to about 35 laps to go here. Galen Gidman sitting there running 4th, and then Spisak back there running 5th, who's been in the top 5 almost a whole event. So the faster cars are back to the front once again late in this event.
Tommy Lee 6th, Nathan Sedlick 7th, Travis Townsend 8th, Kenny Harris back up to 9th, and I'm showing Alan Bose in 10th. I don't think that's right. No, he's going to be 12th because excuse me, Donald Stewart will be 11th and Randall Drake will be 10th as they cross the line.
Yeah, the last Donald Stewart, Alan Bose, and David Butterworth, the last 3 on the lead lap of our 20 cars out here. If we get another caution, it looks like Jeremy Bazemore's going to get the lucky dog next time to be back on the lead lap.
All right, coming to the line, going to be 35 to go to get this event finished up here. Been pretty eventful. A lot of stuff has happened. We've had 7 cautions, though, and 11 lead changes, excuse me. So, pretty eventful race. A lot of things going on.
Yeah, this has been way more eventful than I anticipated. I just kind of thought we'd see a big, long line of cars just kind of riding around, taking it in, and the last 20, 30 laps, guys would really start trying to make moves. I don't know, these restarts are killing these guys. I mean, the guy jump out to the front, and then the next thing you know, through turn 2, he's sideways.
Yeah, I kind of looked for it, the way it started out there was the field chasing Alan Bose and David Rattler, I figured it was going to be that pretty much for most of the race, and then we'd see those 2 battle it out at the end. But boy, we sure were surprised on that, weren't we?
Yeah, with the turn of events we've seen, guys go up, down, back, front. I'm really in shock about some of this stuff. But I mean, we're still seeing the fast guys are the fast guys. So let's see how this finishes. I'm interested to see what Bose does with that little bit of damage on his car. He's 34 laps, so he's still got a long time to go. He really needs to try to make sure that everything's right and that he's not going to kill that right front tire. But I didn't see a whole lot of damage. I think he's still good to go.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's why he sat there on pit road just long enough that there may have been 20 seconds worth of damage or something to fix up, and he just said, I got the time, I'm gonna get it fixed, so I'm fast. So, all right, well, Roger, they're coming around here and getting ready to go green. I'll give this a call down. Hopefully we can get this thing underway here, and it looks like we're talking about maybe about 34 laps when they cross the line.
Hopefully you have better luck on this restart than I've had my last 2, huh?
Yeah. All right, pace car ducks off. David Rattler holding them back, and he hits the gas. Green flag flies, and here we go. Schweikert right there. Galen Gidman got a great restart right there with Schweikert. shoots right out ahead of Ken Worley, taking up the 3rd spot.
Yeah, Gidman almost ran Schweikert over on that restart with Rattler holding him down.
Yeah, he was, come on, let's go, you know.
Yeah, it's a bad thing to try to slow those starts down like that, because cars at the back, an accordion effect will come up in there and start hitting guys in the back end. Next thing you know, you get hit in the back end right time you hit the gas and you're sideways. Gidman just took, wow, what a power move.
Yeah, he just drives right by Schweikert. And he sets his sights on Rattler now, and I'm telling you what, it's just like I called it. This is exactly what Gidman wanted, and I'm telling you, this race ain't over yet.
That's watched Travis Townsend take the 5th spot away from Ken Worley with another power move through turn 2.
Yeah, Travis is another one that, and he's coming up on the back bumper here of Spesic really quick. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised when we see him pass Spesic here in the next lap.
And he's been tuning on that car the whole race, it looks like. He's actually got it going pretty good.
Yeah, he got a little bit of a run there, drove it in pretty hard coming into 3. And it looks like Spesic kind of outdrove him coming off of 4 there, but I don't think this battle's far from over yet.
I mean, yeah, the one that I'm thinking we might get to see shape up here might be Rattler and Gidman, and Gidman might just be back there stalking. He's right where he wants to be. He's sitting 2nd, but Schweikert is working his bumper over.
Oh yeah, these guys are they're doing everything they can right now to reel in Rattler. They want to get up there. They know it's 30 to go right now, and it's time to start thinking about making their move. You know, any stops you've been holding back on, now's not the time to be holding back on them anymore. You gotta, when you get down to the 20 to go, all the stops better be pulled.
Townsend's up 4th.
He
took that spot away from Spesic, Rudy.
Oh, Schweikert.
And Bo's just working the high side to try to take the 6th spot.
Schweikert gave Galen, he didn't really bump him, but Galen kind of went a little. He kind of gave Schweikert the room there because Schweikert was going to bump him. But yeah, you're right, Travis is definitely coming.
Yeah, Bo's up to 6th as he goes by Worley now, going through 3 and 4. Caution. Backstretch. That looks like Leiby once again.
Yep, and Crumry.
Yeah, and Crumry.
Yeah, them two getting together here, so let's just kind of go back and check out and see. I think it was just kind of a mutual slide there. I don't really think anybody, it wasn't like anybody did it intentionally. I think they just come up on each other, and Leiby actually kind of closed in on Crumry, I think.
Well, Leiby had a real good run. Crumry was on the outside. He was a little slow. He rolled out of the throttle, so he didn't pound the wall coming off the 2 there. Leiby had a good run on the bottom and tried to go ahead and use his line to drift out, and there just wasn't room there, and he got in the left rear corner of the 8 car and turned him up. Discretion's the better part of valor is about all I can say of that. You're both lap cars. You're not racing for position. Just try to get through clean and be a little more conscious of your surroundings, and that wreck could have easily been avoided.
That's for sure. All right, well, a little shakeup up in the front here as Travis Townsend joins the front 4. So I think we're going to see a whole new race coming about here. Gale and Gidman going to be starting right behind Rattler. Now, we know Rattler's been kind of pulling that, keeping him held back. I don't think he's going to do that anymore. I think that the times of that are over, and he is going to pull that thing. He's going to pull shotgun on him. As soon as that pace car ducks on pit road, he's going to have hammer down.
Yeah, if you got anything now, you've got to. You absolutely have to let it all hang out. I tell you what, I just went to go look at. Alan Bo's pitted again.
Oh, boy.
He had been up to about 6th place there, and he went in and pitted again. No repair. He just put new feet on it.
And that's going to put him back in 8th. I'm sure he probably didn't take any fuel just to keep that thing light enough, make it faster. And whatever he's been doing, it's been working for him. So if there was any damage, he did get it fixed. The thing is fast. He knows it. Fresh rubber on that car. Let's see what he's got for these guys up front.
Well, he had a break. Well, those were lap cars that pitted out in front of him. So, yeah, he's got work to do, and we're down to 25 to go here by the time they take green. So, he ain't got a whole lot of time, but he's going to have to pick his spots for sure. He gets too aggressive, he's going to end up really hurting himself tonight.
Yeah, he's going to be restarting on the outside of Kenny Worley. Probably not where he wants to restart on the outside, but he's got to take what he got, and hopefully maybe on this restart he may be able to get a good start, get clear Kenny Harris, and start working over Ken Worley and Spisak, get up there with Townsend. And I don't know, I hate to say this, guys, I don't think the cautions are over yet.
Bite your tongue.
I don't think they are. I think we're going to see some really, really aggressive racing now. We're coming down. This is 25 to go. And when we get inside that 20 to go, I think we're going to see some overly aggressive driving by a lot of these guys out here.
Well, we're going to see business pick up some. We got some guys that are getting frustrated by the cautions and the radio chatter inside the drivers' helmets is reflecting the temperature level rising at Atlanta. Mm-hmm. You'd swear we were at a short track.
Yeah. Well, this is caution number 8.
In 125 laps, if you want to do the math, I mean, what about every, 15 laps? Plus or minus?
Well, it's mathematically possible that if Rattler leads the rest of the laps, that he will lead the most laps, but barely, because Alan Bowes has led 49, and this will put Rattler, I think, right at about lap 50. So he's going to beat him by 1 lap, leading the most laps.
Well, we're assuming he's going to lead the rest of the laps, too.
Yeah.
Gidman may have something to say about that. Mm-hmm. Townsend may have something to say about that. Schweiker, Spisak even.
Yep.
And Bowes himself. He's going to restart 8th, which is not out of this by any stretch.
Oh, no.
But I think you see that top 4 right there is the guys they're going to really be the tough guys. Bowes got his work cut out for him, even restarting 8th right there.
Well, Roger, hopefully... I'll go ahead and call this down.
I was going to say, neither one of us have had any luck, so you want to flip a coin for this one?
One more time. Come on, boys. Let's get this thing going this time and take this all
24 laps. Let's bring green 24 laps, boys. Let's put this thing in the books and move it on to next week.
All right, pace car getting ready to duck off here. And let's see what Rattler does this time. Pace car's off. Rattler did not take off. I figured he would. Gidman trying to give him a little shove. Let's see if Gidman's got enough to get by Schweiker. No, Schweiker come down in front of Gidman and shut the
blew
door
his engine on a restart. He's at the back just laying down a trail of smoke. He missed a shift or something and blew the engine in that car.
Bowes already on a roll coming up through the field, marching just... Oh, man. Oh, Schweiker and Gidman getting together.
That's going to open the door for Townsend.
Ooh, yeah. Townsend sticks his nose in there. Good side-by-side battle coming through the tri-oval. Quad oval.
Yeah, quad oval. That Bowes gets in the corner so deep.
Oh, yeah. He is just driving the wheels off of that thing right now. But I'm going to tell you what, so is Spisak.
Yeah, Spisak really made a move right there to get inside Townsend. He saw Bowes coming, and he moved to the inside and really put it down in there on Travis Townsend. I think he just wants to stay ahead of Bowes long enough to see if Bowes will kill his tires.
Yeah, Spisak now still hanging right there. Townsend just says, you know what, you guys go ahead because, man, I can't hang with you.
I don't want to wreck with you, I think is what he said.
Yeah, they're hanging him out on that outside. Oh, and Bowes, look at Bowes sticking his nose in. Oh, he gets on that apron. Ooh, comes up almost right in front of Townsend.
Yeah, that almost got ugly right there.
Yeah,
Caution
out again. Looks like the 19 Ooh, the 19 there, Randall Drake hitting the outside wall, come down and tapping Tommy Lee in the side, and then back out and hitting the outside wall again. So Randall Drake bringing out the caution.
Yeah, the 9 car of Randall Drake. And that probably wouldn't have run out of caution, but it's kind of good that he did, because he did have things sideways in front of the field. He did a good job of getting it straightened back up, but he got Tommy Lee. He got a couple other cars really messed up right there. So they're going to bring us back together. And you were right. We weren't done with the cautions.
Mm-hmm. I mean, these guys are really, aggressive right now, and nobody wants to give that little bit, because a little bit over the next 20 laps can mean a lot,
I tell you, I almost gamble for tires right here. If I'm Gidman or Schweikert, Spisak, even, Travis Townsend, I might gamble for tire. You're not going to fall too far back. So most of these guys from about 6th, 7th on back are going to come in.
Well, look at how it worked out for Bose. He picked up a couple positions right there in just them short couple laps that we ran, and he had way fresher tires than these guys.
Wow, Gidman and Bose stay out. Everybody else headed for pit road. Tommy Lee.
Rattler coming down. Why was I not live? Well, I guess I was.
Because we were watching the wreck. Yeah, wow.
Yep.
Rattler, Schweikert, Spisak, Townsend all came in. But Bose from 7th place stayed out, moves to 2nd. Gidman running 2nd, whom I was just talking about. If I'm him, I might think about gambling and getting tires if Rattler doesn't come in. He does exactly the opposite. Stays out when Rattler does come in. Rattler's probably going to restart 5th or 6th here.
Well, Can Gidman keep it out ahead of these guys?
Well, he was hanging right there with him, and his car got better as tires got older. And that may be his strategy, that as his tires get older, the car gets stronger, and he's going to try to use that to his advantage. I don't know. He's got several cars between him and these guys that just got tires, so... So let's go with this. Let's go up here. Galen Gidman, Alan Bose, Tommy Lee, Kenny Harris, and then Donald Stewart.
Yep. Donald Stewart.
Top 5?
Yep. Spisak and Rattler.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, definitely a shakeup up in the front here by Rattler and crew pitting. Rattler, Schweikert, Townsend, all these guys pitting. Whoa. They're going to be out here on brand new tires. And we're going to have, about 16 to go when they get the green flag?
And what do we have on these tires? Let's look at this. I'm just going to guess when we went in the last time.
12, 15 laps.
91, about 91 maybe is the last time anyone pitted out of these front 5.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Maybe lap 86.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
So, but we haven't had more than a 4 or 5 lap run since we got these tires on the car. So, I mean, even though you're talking about 30 laps, you're still not talking about any tire wear, because you run 3 or 4 laps and then you ride around for 4 or 5 laps. I think that's Gidman's strategy right here. And Bose, I think he just wanted to try to get to the front because he knew the car was fast. But he's got just that touch of damage. I think is kind of hurting him a little, especially when he's behind somebody. With Gidman staying out front, I mean, it's going to be interesting. I'm sure he's going to go for it. They don't get into each other, but I mean, they got 5 or 6 cars between them and the guys on fresh tires. So this may be something that works out. We might see another caution or two, and Gidman might steal this thing.
Well, nothing against Tommy Lee, but Tommy Lee, I think, is there by by just staying out there. He doesn't have a really smoking setup under that car. It's not that he's a bad driver or not a fast driver. I just don't think he's got enough for Bose and Gidman to take this win. But like you said, the cautions may not be over yet. Tommy could pull out the win here. That would be a major surprise and a total upset for Galen Gidman and Alan Bowes out there if Tommy stole this win away from them.
I think he's there by just simple mathematics, but I don't think he's comfortable here in this car.
Right.
That's the impression I got pre-race, just kind of chatting with him down the garage area. Yeah. He's not real comfortable here, so we're going to see how that goes. The car that I'm the most concerned about right now is the 23 car of Kenny Harris, because he has just been out of shape so many times on restarts, and he's up here restarting fourth. But Rudy, please bring us home.
Your turn.
My turn? Oh, my turn. Hey, gum. I got to be the one, huh?
Your turn.
All right, we're going to roll through 4 here with Bowes and Gidman on this front row behind this pace car on this restart. The guys on fresh tires are going to start about 7th on back. So let's see what happens here as the pace car heads off and Gidman paces them down nicely. Oh, he is gone now. Got a good restart. Bowes was asleep.
But
Tommy Lee's going to hold 3rd. Wow, what a move by Schweikert. Outside to inside, he's going to go for 5th before we get through 1 and 2. 3 wide.
3 wide.
2 spots, and Travis Townsend just almost wrecked that car on the apron.
Kenny Harris falling way back in the field. Definitely out of it. But yeah, Schweikert right up on Tommy Lee here and Spisak. Oh man, where did Spisak come from?
He went with Schweikert. When Schweikert made him move, he's been right in his tire tracks the whole time.
And Tommy Lee not fighting these guys. He knows they're faster than he is. He just pulled over, let him go by. Good choice, Tommy. He just wants a top 5 finish out of this, or even a top 10. Because now, look at here, coming up behind him, David Rattler gets by him, and Nathan Sedlick taking a peek now. So Tommy definitely not comfortable out here right now. But David Rattler definitely on the move.
Bowes closed right up on Gidman at once. Man, he gets into the corner so good. But Gidman, I think he got a little loose in the center of the corner. Couldn't get the power down. Bowes is going to come up here and try to really loosen him up.
Yeah, I think you're right, because these guys, man, we're gonna watch this from onboard Galen's car, looking back on Alan Bowes. As you can see, Alan Bowes coming right up close to him. Now he gets a run, makes Galen a little bit loose. They both get a little bit loose that time.
He's got Galen doing a lot of mirror driving. It's too early for that. Rattler's taking over the 4th position from Spisak here. And Schweikert's trying to close in on these two in the front. He's got Rattler coming, trying to get pressure on him. This might end up being a 5-car race the last couple laps here.
Yeah, these guys are really putting the pressure on. Alan Bowes catches that apron again. He needs to stay off that apron.
If he wants to get a run on Gidman where he can get inside going down his backstretch and force him high in 3, he definitely has to stay off the apron. But Gidman's doing what he's got to do. He's just keeping the car fast enough in the right spots to stay in front of Bowes. Bowes going to try to drive it into the corner on him real deep one time here. And just a few more laps, 2 or 3 more laps. He's got to try to make that move before Rattler gets there.
Yeah, and here he comes. Bowes sticking it in there. And I believe he's going to try to outpower him down the backstretch. No, not this time.
Keeps making him cover that inside. All they're doing, racing each other like this, they've let Rattler get here now.
Yep, Rattler is right on Bowes' back bumper, and he is on the move, bringing Schweikert right with him.
Ooh, teammates. They almost got each other.
And Rattler on the outside.
Yeah, if he can make that stick, he'll get a great run down the backstretch. He gets there.
3 wide. Look at this. 3 wide. Schweikert on the inside of Bowes. They split Bowes. Oh my God! Look at that.
Rattler tapped the wall there off of 4, and Schweikert's got them cleared. Got them both cleared.
And Galen Gidman is just loving this. I'm sure he's just smiled from ear to ear watching this in his rearview mirror.
When he comes around here, he's just going to have 8 laps to go. He's just got to hold on to it. But, boy, a big wiggle there, and that lets these guys close right back up.
He tapped the wall. Oh, and he dropped it down there to protect that position. Schweikert's got a good run coming off of 4. Crossing the line, going to be 8 laps to go here, Roger. Getting exciting.
And it's a 5-car battle because Spisak is right there on Bowes' bumper.
Schweikert is not about to... Oh, Schweikert gets loose. Oh, so is Rattler.
A chain
And
reaction.
Bose.
Oh, wow, what a piece of driving by Bose.
Oh my God, and Galen's loving this.
Yeah, that just gave him a little breathing room. He's really, really bad in the center of 1 and 2. He's like really tight, and he's giving up so much space because everybody else is rolling through the center so good. He's got to hang on to this thing for at least 6, 7 laps with these guys behind him. This is getting crazy. Bose is really driving the car now.
Yeah, you can hear Galen like double clutching it going into turn 1 and 2. He doesn't do that in 3 and 4. So you're right. He is really, really tight. He's got a tightness right in the center of 1 and 2, and that is allowing Schweiker to close up on him in 1 and 2, but 3 and 4, Galen can maintain.
And Schweiker's going to be under fire again from Rattler. Rattler's not going to give up on this. He still thinks he can get by the 1 car here. He still thinks he might have a chance to win this, and he's got the inside position here on Schweiker now. We're coming down to 5 to go, and he's cleared him. And Al Gidman's going to have a miracle.
Yes.
He's going to have his hands full with that 09 car on little newer tires. And the 09, he can really get it down in the corner. So Gidman's got to really protect that inside.
Yeah, and don't forget, he's got quite a bit newer tires than Galen Gidman's got. Rattler, brand spanking new tires on that. And Gidman, man, I'm telling you, he is keeping that thing just as low as he can humanly keep that thing, trying to protect that position. Drifts up a little bit. Oh, Rattler going to stick his nose in there. And that could
Gidman shut it off.
Oh,
well,
brother.
Gidman's got to keep it on the bottom and keep him from getting the run when he wants to get the run.
Yes. No matter if he's got to double clutch it in 1 or 2 or not, he's got to keep that thing on the bottom. And here comes Rattler.
Not now. Oh, and he bumps him. He's doing what he's got to do to protect.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of guys are going to get upset about that kind of driving, but he's trying to protect the position and get this win. We're in 3 to go right here. I don't think Rattler's done. I think he's still got plenty.
Yeah, I think so.
Gidman can't open the bottom.
I think he's holding back right now. Gidman's definitely holding Rattler up. He's doing a great job.
Yeah, he's so much better in the center where Gidman's so weak, and now it's over. Now Rattler's got this.
Rattler bumps him back and says, "There, that's for the bump on the previous lap." And that lets
Schweiker wants to take a look.
And here comes Bose getting into the action.
Yeah, he wants a piece of Gidman's bumper too.
Oh, brother. And it's not over yet. Coming to get the white flag this time by.
Yeah, that Rattler's car gets through, and Bose took it on the high side and made the pass on Gidman.
Holy smokes.
Rattler's car gets through the center of these corners so well, and that's where he's winning this race at. Mm-hmm. He's so good in the center.
Well, I'll tell you what, Schweiker's hanging right there with them, so they're either running the same setup or what.
White flag's in the air. White flag's in the air.
White flag. Here we go. Can Rattler hold off Schweiker for one last lap?
John got a good run through 2 there.
Oh, Bose off the pace.
It.
Galen's loving it. Coming out of turn 4.
Rattler's going to win this.
Oh my God! Look at this Galen, David Rattler bringing it to the finish line first. Great job! Oh my God, David Rattler winning it.
Bose, after all that sliding and spinning right there, still holds on to a 4th place finish.
Wow! I'm telling you, what a race! Oh, what a race! I love it. I love that kind of racing. It is just so exciting. I'm sorry.
That was impressive.
That was some of the best driving I think I've ever seen. I'm telling you. So David Rattler winning here today. Congratulations to him. Good job, David. Wow.
I can't wait to hear you interview him.
Oh man, that's gonna be impressive. Let me know when they are done talking down there so we can get down there and talk with him.
Really, they've slowed down a little bit if you want to jump in there.
All right, give me a second here. All right. David Rattler, this is Rudy Cummings up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
David, what an impressive finish. What a piece of driving you did, brother. Congratulations on your win today. Man, you got to walk us through them last few laps because we were on the edge of our seats the whole time. Great racing, brother.
Thanks. I was just hoping it'd go green there at the end, but we got that caution. I told Alan to stay out, and I'll come in, see if I can get back up there. At least, we'll both have a shot at winning. And then we went green, and it was just a battle between all of us up there. I think Galen and John were just fighting. Alan too. They were doing whatever they needed to do, to stay in front, but still racing clean. But I just got to thank Alan and Scott and everyone on LDR and DDM, Barry, Bazemore, Jamar, Patrick. Alan and Scott, they came up with the setup, and I did a long run on it, and it felt good.
Well, you took tires there. We noticed on that last pit stop you made, and some of the guys up front did not stop. You kind of got back in the field a little ways, and you managed to, fight your way back up through and bring it up there where you could be challenging. You passed Swakert there with a few laps to go, and pulled him along with you. You had a good run. You kind of did a little bump and run on Gidman there, but managed to get by him cleanly. Both saved it, brought it home for the win today. Great job, David. Congratulations to you, brother.
Thank you. I just want to thank the guys for racing the clean up there. John, Galen, Alan, Thomas, Donald, all of them.
All right, David. Thanks a lot, buddy, and congratulations again. Roger?
John Swikert, Roger Wagner, the Blue Sky. Copy.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Wow, what an exciting finish there at the end, man. After some of the early incidents in the race, I was a little concerned as to whether that car would even make it to the end. Man, you put the pressure on them right there coming down to the wire. Now walk us through that last 10, 15 laps there, because that was pretty exciting to watch.
It was absolutely exciting, and it was even more exciting from behind this wheel. I'm not going to lie, earlier in the race, when I got in them couple of ruffled up incidents, I took a little toe end damage, and it was really hard to drive. So that just compounded that with that extra hard battling there at the end. It was just so much fun. Have a lot of respect for these guys, and just, man, if that wasn't exciting here at IWCR, I don't know what is, because that was racing.
Yeah, you put the pressure on Gidman there. It looked like his car was really tight in the center of 1 and 2, and everyone else was able to drive it in really deep. But did the damage slow you down enough you couldn't get around him before Rattler got to you and got by you?
No, Gidman he was on a little bit older tires than me and Rattler, and I wasn't sure if Rattler threw on a little extra tape because he could probably make it there at the end, so he'd be a little bit quicker. And I didn't want to turn Gidman. He was doing everything he could to block it and maintain the line, and, here come Rattler, and it was just, man, it was a war. That was awesome. I couldn't be happier right now.
Well, man, that was a heck of a show you guys put on down to the end there. That was some of the best racing I've seen in a while here, and bringing it home second, I know you got to be tickled because of the damage you got earlier in the race. So a big congratulations to you. Awesome driving. You guys raced hard and clean up there. That had to have been a blast. Is there anybody that you need to give a special shout out to?
Yeah, I need to thank my team, Ken Worley, Keith Shaner, Brian Wilderson, and then I need to thank our two crew chiefs, Gary Kleinfelter and Michael Gibbs. They do an amazing job week in and week out. None of this would be possible without any of them. Got to thank IWCR. I know that this race probably wasn't totally up to par as we usually put on, but we definitely made up for it there at the end. So got to thank IWCR, the admins. They do a great job. And, man, these drivers, I'm telling you what, they sure can put you on that edge and get you sweating behind this wheel. So it's fun. Thank you and Rudy. And, hey, we got an off week coming. We'll be heading somewhere next. So looking forward to that.
All right, buddy. Congratulations again. Rudy, I think you're ready with the third place driver.
I believe that's Galen Gidman. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, Rudy.
Galen, I'll tell you, I would not have wanted to been in your shoes. But first off, congratulations on your third place finish. But I would not have wanted to been in your shoes, buddy. You were out there with a little bit older tires than these guys, and you knew Rattler and Schweikert, these guys were coming up through the field after you. You did your best to hold them off. You tried a little bumping and banging there with a few to go. But that's racing. You got to admit that. It looked like a blast out there. Tell us about your race, buddy.
No, I guess I ought to be happy about that, and to a degree I am, but, man, with a few to go, I really thought I had that. I really played it conservative again the first, little bit of the race, and then we had some weird pit stop things that kind of put me behind, and I think about lap 75, it kind of dictated that I would need to really be on it the rest of the race, and by about a lap 100, I think, I was up towards the front where I needed to be, and what I don't think people realize is, people keep saying I had a little bit older tires. My tires are about 25 laps older. Now, granted, there was a couple of cautions in there, but they weren't a few laps older. They were a lot older. And, everybody, there was one stop where I kind of thought if people were going to pit one last time, it was going to be that stop. And I stayed out. Everybody else stayed out. It seemed like the good call. And then we had another caution, and I didn't even think about pitting. And I didn't even consider it, and then everybody came that time. So at that point, I'm like, well, hopefully lap traffic holds them up enough, but if not, I'm toast. And lap traffic did not hold them up barely at all, but somehow I was still able to, for 10, 12 laps, really stay up there. And when John and David and Alan all got through wide and battling, I kind of thought, well, hey, I think I have this here. And then all of a sudden, David just shot out of there like a cannon. And like you guys said, I was so tight and 1 and 2. I was, that was my weak corner coming out in 2 all night long. But I had to keep it on the bottom, which, makes you put more wheel into it and just burn the right front off it. And I couldn't get off 2 at all. And I was trying to, my goal was if they're going to pass me, it's going to be on the outside. And, there's just one time I couldn't hold David off. And once he got under me, I pretty much knew it was over. And I gave him a little tap to just see, I figured what could have hurt. So I hit him going down the straightaway. Got us both a 4X, but it didn't really seem to slow him down much. And he and John just got by, and all I could hope was Alan made a mistake and I could get top 3 from that point on. And you rarely see Alan do that, but he made a mistake, and I got a 3rd. And, it was a good race, but I would have really, really loved to win it. I mean, last week was enormous, but if I could have won it this week, beating David Rattler and John Schweikert and Alan Bowes, I mean, that would have been tremendous.
Well, you had to been on cloud 9 coming into this race tonight. We talked about that during the broadcast. Winning last week at Rockingham, you had to be walking right up there on cloud 9. And, that pumped you up coming into this. We heard you throttling it there in 1 and 2. We knew that was your losing turn right there. They would pick up on you a ton, but you could maintain really well in 3 and 4. So, but yeah, it kind of, like you said, I guess it was more than just a few laps older tires, but by quite a few. But you did a good job out there, Galen. Don't cut yourself short. That was one heck of a race. You hung in there with them guys, and they were on brand new tires. So great job out there, Galen. Congratulations bringing it home 3rd, and you want to give a quick shout out to anybody?
Yeah, of course. I'd like to always want to thank the guys at WCR. I know we all put a lot of effort into this, and it's just, with the broadcasts and better driver numbers and better drivers and, just much better racing. I'm really proud of what we've got going on here. I want to thank you guys for broadcasting. I always want to thank my teammates, Nathan Sedlak, we're hoping Travis Brown gets in here to run one of these races, but I want to thank him. John gave me some help on the setup again this week, and, just like last week, it's amazing what a good setup does, and so I want to thank him for that. And, I think that about wraps it up.
All right, Galen. Well, thanks a lot, buddy. And again, congratulations on your third place. Great race out there, and don't cut yourself short by any means whatsoever. You drove the wheels off of that thing tonight. You did what you had to do to keep that thing up ahead of these heavy hitters that were coming up behind you. And you managed to pull a third place out of it. And nothing to be ashamed about that. That was just an awesome race. Great race by everybody out there today. What a show. My hat's off to all of you guys here at IWCR. Every week, you guys come out here with such a powerful car as a Gen 6, and like last week running at Rockingham, just an amazing race. I thought it was going to be a total flop, and boy was I wrong. That was just an amazing race. You pulled out the win there on that, and this week I know a lot of loose conditions out here, guys coming out here with a powerhouse of a car and running in Atlanta a mile and a half, a little bit squirrely in the turns, a lot of throttle management, tire management, and a little bit of fuel conservation, and you guys pulled out a great race here today. It was just absolutely amazing all the way to the last lap.
All right, well, thank you for doing your job and getting up there and broadcasting this for us. It's a fun race.
All right, Galen, thanks a lot, and thanks for talking with us, buddy. All right, Roger, let's run down the results here real quick, see where everybody did finish. Of course, we know David Rattler brought out that finish here. What a finish that he did provide for us here. Schweikert hot on his tail, only 1/10 of a second across the finish line behind him. And the most important part, Roger, I just kind of wanted to say this before we get too much further, it finished under green, brother.
Yeah, that last one was the trick, wasn't it?
Oh, man. All right, Galen Ginman coming home third there after Alan Bowes kind of made a little slip coming off a 2 on the last turn, and Galen did manage to get by him, and by quite a little bit, actually, come across the finish line ahead of Alan. Alan finishing 4th. John Spesick, great run for John today, finishing in the 5th spot. Tommy Lee 6th. Nathan Sedlick 7th. Ken Worley 8th. Kenny Harris 9th. Great run by Kenny today. Randall Drake bringing home a top 10. Donald Stewart finishing 11th. Jeremy Bazemore 12th. David Butterworth, I'll get it right, in 13th. Michael Leiby in 14th. Keith Shaner in 15th. Travis Townsend, man, I don't know what happened to him on that last bit there. He wound up clear back in 16th, Roger, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. Scott Hunsinger, 17th. Paul Crumry, 18th. Christopher Perryman, 19th. John Verga in the top 20. Well, go ahead, Roger. I'll let you do them. Sorry.
Ross Cato was 21st. Johnny Reed Foley, 22nd. Brian Wilson come home 23rd tonight. DeAndre Artis, one of our early Exeters, 24th. Barry Jacobs Jr., 25th. Joe Roberts, 26th. Zachary Miller was the last car in the field tonight, as Tony Pizarro did not take a starting position.
All right. Well, let's kind of talk about that real quick. I wanted to cover that. What happened to Travis Townsend on that last couple laps? Because he was up there battling in the 4th position.
I don't know, maybe something broke on the car or something, but he got really squirrely going through, I want to say, turn 3 and 4. The car was way sideways. He got her down on the apron and loaded her up, and he had lost several positions from behind a bunch of cars, not even on the lead lap. And I don't know if maybe something was broken. He just took it into the pits and took it into the garage area, and they called it a night. And it went green. He probably stays on the lead lap. He probably finishes about 13th instead of 16th. And I'm sure frustration at that point, probably he just didn't care about those last 3 spots, and he decided it was time to park the car.
All right. Well, all in all, I think it was a really good race. Another surprise coming out of this. A great finish, Roger. Right down to the very last turn of the last lap. We did not know who was going to win this. An amazing finish by all these guys. Alan Bose slipping up there. Galen Gidman sliding into the third spot. David Rattler coming from way back in the field there after stopping and taking 4 tires on that pit stop with 20-some laps to go. And just marching up through this field like it was nothing, passing car after car, and bringing home the win today. What's your last comments on this race?
It was a great race. Rattler coming back to win this year, they were a lap down. Bose, a couple other drivers were a lap down about the middle of this race for just a mental mistake. And we talk about those all the time. You can't make mental mistakes. They end up costing you. In this instance, it had them behind the 8 ball for a while. They caught a couple of breaks with some cautions there. Getting back on the lead lap, a late race pit stop on fresh tires made all the difference in the world. I mean, I'm sure Galen Gibbons kicking himself for not going in, getting tires in, at least trying to give himself a shot. 2 tires would have been better than no tires. But, it was a great race. I mean, that last 15 laps was white knuckle, edge of your seat, what we've come to expect from these guys, what I expected to have almost the whole event. It just didn't work out that way, but it's still a great event. These guys put on a good show. I know we got next week off. That's going to make all the wives and girlfriends happy that nobody's racing on Valentine's Day, I'm sure. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks from now, and we hit that next event and move this series forward. This is some of the best racing around. I don't care that they do have cautions. These guys are amazing.
Well, just looking back here, I guess I was really wrong on that. I don't know why I was thinking... Oh, no, it was Galen Gidman we were talking about. That's right. But David Rattler, I was looking at, okay, he led 34 laps, but Alan Bose did lead the most laps with 49 today. Galen Gidman led 17, Tommy Lee 2, Kenny Harris 4, Donald Stewart 12, John Spisak 2, John Schweikert led 1, and Jeremy Bazemore led 1. Let's see, and Christopher Perryman led 3. So, yeah, great race, and I'm with you on that, brother. That was just an absolute amazing race. We see the best of any racing outfit that you can see out there. Some of the best racing of anywhere that you'll see in iRacing, and it's just amazing to see this. And I love broadcasting the races just because of that, because it is so.
User joined your
just so competitive by everyone, and just so strong. And we see some of the, side-by-side racing, the battles, the pit sticking their nose in where, they've got to get in there and not necessarily blocking, but even a little rub here and there doesn't seem to affect anybody that much, and they hang on to it. And we've seen Galen Gidman come up through there and hold on to that for the longest time on older tires, and Randall Drake just marched through. I am just amazed by the racing here at IWCR.
Yeah, and we see it week in, week out, and like you said, we got to see a bunch of side-by-side racing. We got to see guys that, they get up there, and they might put a little bump to each other to try to move somebody out of the way, but the guy that gets bumped doesn't lose the control and wreck like you'd see in a lot of the open official races. This is about as good as it gets if you're not going to call these guys pros. This is some of the best racing in iRacing, hands down. I love coming here and calling these races. I love to watch these guys run. If I wasn't tied up with you in the booth, I promise you I'd jump out there and race with these guys. But calling the races is just dang near as fun for me. I love it. So and I'm ready for them to go short track racing now. I mean, we saw a short track race at Atlanta tonight. That's what we saw.
Yeah, with the powerhouse of a car like the Gen 6, absolutely short track racing by far. John, where are they racing next week, or did I hear somebody say that they were off next week?
They are taking a week off.
Oh, they're off next week?
We're going to call this the Wives and Girlfriends Week, because if all of us came here on Valentine's Day, every one of us would get our butts kicked, and that's true.
Yeah, that's true. All right.
Maybe Randall put out the schedule. He had a vision. He knew Atlanta would be pretty rough, so he decided, hey, let's take the week off, spend some time with the family. We'll regroup a week later and head to Kansas night, big fast 1.5 mile track, and we'll go get them there.
Oh my gosh, they put Daytona and then they put 3 just brutal tracks back to back to back. Glad he put a weekend off. I mean, the Rockingham that's a brutal place to race. I don't care what you drive. Here, this was a rough race, but it was really fast. The cars are really quick here. They're just a handful to hang on to. So you got to have a week off before we go to Kansas. That place is as bad as Rockingham, only it's not as rough.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's going to wrap it up for this week then at IWCR. They will be taking a week off next week. And thanks for tuning in here at MaxSpeedTV, and we will see you tomorrow night for another broadcast. Check in on our schedule at MaxSpeedTV.com and see where we're racing at tomorrow.